guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. Right guys, so Alexa, what's the time please?
The time is 11:18 a.m.
Right guys, I'm quite happy by myself. I can function by myself. I don't need to speak to other people to function. And neither does people's stupid games incite me to do things that are bad or wrong. So I'm going to continue battling by myself. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a survivor of child abuse, and I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep talking until someone listens. Right guys, so I've come back from walking Max, my chihuahua, and I'm a reserved, quiet person. I don't yell out, I don't shout out hello, because I'm shy when I go outside. No other reason. So this guy was coming towards this way, not towards me because I was over here, and he had a dog and he was talking to all the ladies. So there was a woman going past and he went, "Good morning." And then another went past and he went, "Good morning." And I was just like behind, walking slowly. So everyone he was coming across, he was saying hello to. We're all different people. I'm an introvert. I don't like to push myself into other people's faces. I mean, it's very nice to see a nice chap saying hello to everybody as he's walking past, but that isn't me. So I just carried on walking down to the Rochester Riverside, the co-op, walked around, and there was a guy with a beanie hat with big thick gloves and a white puffer jacket, and he was talking to two blokes, and they were all going around the field together, and I'm by myself, and that's the way I like it. Because I'm an introvert and a sort of a loner. And when I mean lone wolf, I don't mean I'm going to go into a rampage. I mean I like to be by myself. And I've been in relationships. I've thought the grass is greener on the other side. I've rushed into a relationship. And I've been treated like shit. And I'm older now and I know what I want. And I don't want to be treated like shit. I don't want someone taking control of my finances. I don't want someone telling me where to go. And I don't want someone taking over my flat when it's mine. And it's as simple as that. So I'm going on to the Medway Messenger, which is dated March the 2nd to March the 8th. It's the Medway Messenger, Kent, UK. We're going on to page 22. Apparently, Chatham is the 39th worst place to live in England. I live in Rochester, Kent, but Chatham has been named the 39th worst place to live. So we're going to the centrefold, and a little joke. The centrefold isn't pornography. The centrefold of the Kent Messenger is all about Chatham. Despite what people say, it's just not that bad. A national survey branded Chatham the 39th worst place to live in England. Reporter Keely Greenwood went to the town to find out why it has such a bad reputation and if residents agreed. Councillor Vince Maple is in the Kent Messenger. I've emailed Vince Maple in the past, me Crystal has. It's been compared to a ghetto and a war zone, and there is a deluge of bad news stories on a daily basis. At different times this can include fireworks being thrown at cars and armed police popping by to arrest machete-wielding robbers. We're talking about Chatham, which is where I used to live. I lived there for 11 years and I walk in there to go to my opticians, and my doctor's is there still. So machete wielding robbers And I've had a firework thrown at a taxi when I've come home from my parents. There was a firework thrown at the wheel of the taxi, so I've experienced that. Add to this officers confiscating samurai swords, and barely a month goes by without a drug raid at one of the houses or some other arrests being made. Blue lights are just part of the landscape residents have come to expect at any time of day or night, and even the removal of a body bag from a house after a murder was seen as nothing out of the norm for mums on the school run. We're of course talking about Chatham in the UK. Last month, a national survey of 100,000 people branded the town the 39th worst in England, so we headed there to see what residents thought. The survey included sound bites from locals such as, "A lot of people in northern England think the streets of the south east are paved with gold, but we can assure you, on Luton Road, it is more like dried blood and puke." Others included calling the Luton area the festering cesspit of Medway, declaring the place is filthy, dirty and has been run down for the last 100 years. While you couldn't help notice the unmistakable stench of weed, random bits of furniture left outside houses, and definite carpet of broken glass and smeared dog poo at your feet, there were also positive signs. For every derelict building and run-down takeaway, there were some shops that had gone all out to improve the look of the high street. But you also have the contradiction of the Luton Arches railway bridge, where clearly some real effort had been put into improving the appearance of the area with lovely artwork, but a quick turn of the head brings into focus a steep verge behind some houses, which was littered with an array of fly-tipped items. The area is a frustrating hybrid of those businesses and residents trying to make it better, and those not bothering at all. Sly, who lives near Luton Road, set up the White Road Estate Facebook group as a way of spreading positivity around the area. He said, "I was fed up with people putting down the estate. It's actually a decent community, and I'm sure there's decent people who live on Luton Road of all different ethnic backgrounds. Everyone is in the same boat, just trying to make do with what they have. Hopefully the council will take note and start funding the areas that are run down, which surely would benefit the community in their day-to-day lives." Local charities such as Caring Hands and Gillingham Street Angels do fantastic things, and so do local people who have set up charities. Big things start with small changes. Chris, who has run Barney's Bikes for the last 31 years, said, "People like to make out that it's the ghetto, but it's not what it's made out to be. I've got no problems here." Karen Arnold, who has lived on the nearby White Road estate for the past 20 years, says it's the people who make an area better. "I live not far from Luton Road, and our little road is like its own community. Most of the residents know each other and help each other out when needed." Right. Chatham Central Councillor and Medway Labour leader Vince Maple thinks the ward he represents gets a bad press. It's always disappointing when people who do not live in Chatham come up with comments and ratings of this nature. If they had visited the area the other weekends, they would have been part of 50,000 enjoying the Medway Night Lights Festival right in the heart of Chatham. He added, of course, like many places, the residents do not get as many resources as we would like, and we are always pushing as hard as we can for more. But I am proud to represent the Chatham. The people are lovely and I'm happy to call it my home, but some residents have happy memories of the past and feel it is slowly getting worse. family favourite, Call the Midwife, has been filmed there since its debut in 2010. The historic dockyard has seen the likes of Tom Cruise and Kathy Burke filming blockbuster movies. Don't forget nearby St Mary's Island, which offers great housing, the dockyard and Fort Amherst, not to mention the multi-million-pound town centre regeneration aimed at making it Medway city centre. When I go up to see my mother, I go from Corries Road up to Chatham, and we go through the Luton Road. My mum just lives up the upper Luton part, right up there, just past there, and I've seen it, and the stench, the stink of Luton Road, and all the dumped furniture and the filth, and the road is always usually blocked off because of something or other. So we've got pictures of rubbish left on Luton Road. Dog poo covers the ground along Luton Road, and smashed glass covers the pavement near Luton Arches. Fly tipping on Coronation Road, Chatham. Furniture left outside houses on Luton Road. So I go up this road at least once a week in a taxi. So it's the centre page, all about Chatham being the 39th worst place to live. So it's my mum Jennifer that lives in Chatham. I moved out 3 years ago to Rochester, which is a bit better. You can still smell the stench of weed on a daily basis. That's life. I went up to London to go to the pain clinic. I got off the railway station right into a smog of cannabis, and it makes me feel ill. So I got off the train station to go to the pain clinic in London, and I just had a smog of cannabis in my face crossing over towards the hospital. I mean, some people might think it's a pain reliever, but it's not that cannabis. The cannabis that you inhale is not a pain reliever. It's the drops, isn't it? The cannabis drops that's the pain reliever. Just makes me choke and feel sick, cannabis smoke. So I've lived in Rochester since August 2020, and I like the cathedral, I like the castle, but Chatham hasn't changed very much. And I was down here in 1985 to 1987. It really hasn't changed that much. Obviously shops have come and gone, but it's stayed relatively the same. I'm disappointed at where I'm living because I've lived here for 3 years, and the buildings are substandard. You can already, I mean, I'm not going to go around with my camera and prove it, but already the metal is rusting, and we've only been in these properties, 2 years? 3 years in August, and the door handles are falling off. They're just coming apart. If you go around the back of the flats, you can see metal rusting. It's rusting already. In this block of flats, where you press the key against the lock, it's all rusting. It's no good. And we are, because there's no money to fund things, they're using cheap materials which are falling apart, and then it's no good. And are we, surely children and people's safety is paramount rather than money. Shouldn't you, if you can't afford to build a building with proper materials, then you shouldn't build it. I've told you the lift in this building has not been working properly since January. There's disabled children in this flat. It's disgusting. It's really, really substandard shit. And we are putting safety out the window just to provide cheap, tacky homes. And in the long run, the places are going to fall apart. You're going to have scaffolding on these buildings in a few years' time, because there probably bits will be falling off, bits off the windows, bits of the balcony will be coming off. That's the state of the world today. There's not the money. Where is the money going? Where is it going? We are putting people's safety on the line by saving money. See you later.